Hello friends, welcome back. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about the settlement, immediate settlement. In the present lecture, we will discuss about the consolidation settlement, or that we will also call it as a primary settlement. Primary settlement, or we can call it as a consolidation settlement. As we have already discussed, this settlement will happen in the long term. So it is a short-term settlement. Immediate settlement is a short-term settlement. Why? Because immediately after the application of the loading, the immediate settlement will occur. So why the consolidation settlement will occur? This occurs because of the expulsion of pore water. Why? Because expulsion of pore water from a saturated soil. Pore water from a saturated soil mass. So wherever if there is a saturated soil mass and the pore water pressure will escape. So that's why settlement will occur. So let us understand that if the primary consolidation has to be occurred, then we should know that permeability and also we should know the compressibility of the soils. Suppose let us consider a natural deposit of the soil. Let us say this is the natural deposit of the soil and it is consisting of two different layers. It is nothing but consisting of the sand layer and also it is consisting of the clay layer. And let us say that the clay layer is up to this level. And let us assume that at the bottom we are having some rock foundation. So, and let me assume that I have constructed a foundation in the sand region. Okay. Now, from here to here, what I should call? I should call this as the depth of foundation, isn't it? Now, so what will happen? As if we are constructing the foundation means it is a very long-term loading that is acting on the sand. But as we already discussed, consolidation will happen in the which type of soil? Clayey soils. That means because of this load due to the foundation, the settlement will happen in the clay in the long term way. Imagine that this clay is completely saturated. So what will happen? The water present in the soil will start expulsion. How it will expel? It will expel through which one? Through sandy layer, isn't it? If it is a rock material, will the rock allow the flow of water through it? No. That means if expulsion of water should be happen within the soil mass only. So what is the permeable layer? Sand or clay? Sand is more permeable compared to the clay. So the water present in the clay, those will escape through the sand soil. So let us consider that the height of the clay nature is nothing but a h naught. And by using the equation, if you are considering the total thickness of the clay is h naught, we will find out or we will take the stresses at the mid region of the total stress. That means if you are finding the settlement happen in the clay soil, so you have to consider you have to take the stresses acting at the center of the thickness. What is the center of the thickness? That is at a distance of h naught by 2. So whatever the effective stresses, all those to be evaluated at the center of the clay, at the center of the clay layer. Now let us see how can we find out the stresses. In the first, suppose depending upon the load acting on the soil, if you know the change in void ratio, that means in the method 1, if we know the change in void ratio, we can find out that is nothing but a delta H. What is the relationship between the thickness and the void ratio? Delta H by initial thickness is H naught. That can be written as change in void ratio to the 1 plus E naught. E naught is nothing but a in situ void ratio. H naught is nothing but a original thickness. So what about the change in thickness or change in height? Change in height, it is also nothing but a settlement due to consolidation. That can be written as original thickness H naught into change in void ratio divided by 1 plus E naught. That means if you know in situ void ratio, that is E naught, and if you know the total thickness H naught, and because of the load acting on the soil mass, if you know the change in void ratio, that means delta E. If we know the delta E, then by using this relation, we can find out the settlement due to the consolidation. So this is what one way we can find out the settlement if you know the change in void ratio. In the next, let us say if your coefficient of compressibility is known. What is the coefficient of compressibility? We can represent with A subscript V. If AV is known, how can I find out the settlement? That means what is the relationship? I can say my AV is nothing but a change in void ratio to the change in effective stress, isn't it? Minus. So from this, if I know coefficient of compressibility, can I find out void ratio? Yeah, I can find out delta E. Now it is becoming like a AV into delta sigma dash. Now substitute this value here. So secondary settlement that will be equal to H naught divided by 1 plus E naught into what is the change in void ratio? That is nothing but AV into change in effective stress. So if you directly know the void ratio, then we can directly find out from that, or else if you know the coefficient of compressibility, then by using this relation also we can find out the secondary settlement. In the third case, suppose if you have the MV is known. What is meant by MV? Coefficient of volume change. If MV is known. So what is the MV value? MV is nothing but a coefficient of compressibility divided by 1 plus E naught. E naught is nothing but a original void ratio. From this, what about my coefficient of compressibility? I can say it is a 1 plus E naught into MV. Now we already know what is the secondary settlement in the with respect to AV. That is nothing but a AV divided by AV divided by, see the previous equation what is written, AV divided by 1 plus E naught, AV divided by 1 plus E naught into original thickness H naught into delta sigma dash. Now substitute this AV value here. So secondary settlement that will be equal to 1 plus E naught into MV divided by 1 plus E naught into H naught into delta sigma dash. So 1 plus E naught and 1 plus E naught gets cancelled. So what will be your consolidation settlement? That will be equal to coefficient of volumetric change into original thickness into change in effective stress. So this is a simple relation. If you know the coefficient of volumetric change, from this you can easily find out the secondary settlement. Okay. In the next case, let us say if you have known the compression index is known. If you know the compression index, then what I can write it on? My compression index CC, that I can written as my change in void ratio to the log 10 of sigma naught plus change in effective stress divided by sigma naught. What is meant by sigma naught here? Sigma naught is nothing but a initial effective stress. Sigma naught is nothing but a initial effective stress. Where initial effective stress we already know, but the point is at what point? At the center of layer. At the center of layer. That means if you are considering total thickness is H naught, then if you are finding the total settlement in the layer H naught, then for the settlement analysis, you have to consider your stress here. You have to stress at the center of the layer. Okay. Now, suppose if I rearrange these equations, so from this what I can find out, from this what I can say delta E. Delta E is nothing but a Cc into log 10 of sigma naught plus change in effective stress to the sigma naught. So we already know what is the relationship between delta E and the settlement. The settlement is nothing but a, we can say delta H by H, that will be is equal to delta E by 1 plus E naught. H naught is the original thickness. From this consolidation settlement or change in thickness, that will be equal to how much? Delta E divided by 1 plus E naught into H naught. From this, what about the delta E? That means H naught divided by 1 plus C naught. Just now we have found out delta E is nothing but a Cc into log 10 of sigma naught plus change in effective stress divided by effective stress. So if I simply write this equation, what about the consolidation settlement? That is nothing but a H naught into Cc divided by 1 plus E naught into log 10 of sigma naught plus change in effective stress to the initial overburden pressure. So by using this relation, we can find out the consolidation settlement. If you understand this equation, H naught is the height of the clay layer and E naught is the initial void ratio, and compression index we can find out by using the liquid limit. That means if you know the applied effective stress, then based on that we can find out the consolidation settlement. Now again, let us say some of the different cases. That means if our soil is over consolidated, that means if you are taking over consolidated clay, then how to find the consolidation settlement? If you are finding the over consolidated clay, again the soil is under getting compression. That's why here we have to use the term recompression index. Nothing but a, in the place of Cc, just replace with Cr, H naught divided by 1 plus E naught. In the place of Cc, what I will write? Recompression index. Why? Because the soil in the past is already getting compacted. Now we are applying the stress lesser than the previously consolidated stress. That's why we have to use the recompression index into log 10 of initial plus change divided by initial. Suppose, let us assume that, okay, in the past condition, it is subjected to a stress of sigma c. Okay, let us assume that in the past it is subjected to a effective stress of sigma c. But in the present condition, due to some natural conditions, let us assume that your effective stress is reduced to sigma naught c, and now you are applying the stress to the some magnitude sigma 2, let us say, or let us say we are increasing the magnitude to delta sigma dash. Now what about the present value? Sigma naught plus delta sigma dash. So understood? Let us assume, let me tell you with respect to the values. Let us consider the soil deposit in the previously, that means in the past, because of some condition, let us say the effective at this point is 100 kilopascal. Because of either reducing water table, now what happens is that, or increasing the water table at the same layer, now the effective stress has become 50 kilopascal. Now I am increasing the effective stress, or let us say I am applying a change in stress is 100. Now what is the total effective stress here? That is nothing but a 50 plus 100. That means, are you getting understand? Suppose if I draw those values in the diagrammatic way, in past it is subjected to how much stress? Sigma c dash, right? It is already subjected to sigma d c dash, but because of some conditions, now your effective stress at this point is reduced to how much? Sigma 0 naught. That means what is happening here? Recompression is happened, or the soil is expanded, and after that again you are applying a stress up to a magnitude of Let us say you are increasing the stress to delta sigma dash. Now the present will be sigma naught plus delta sigma dash. Then after that again recompression will start again here. So what will be the consolidation, or what will be the consolidation settlement? Now what is your stress at present? This is what in the present condition, and this is what in the past condition. So in the past is it already consolidated to sigma c, but because of some conditions it is now sigma naught. That means at the present, if you look into, you are starting from here and you are applying effective stress up to this point. But in the past, it is already consolidated up to this point. That means we have to, that means in this region, already in the previous condition or in the past, the soil is already consolidated. That means here recompression is happening. That's why in this portion, we have to use the recompression index. And in this portion you have to use the compression index. So recompression, that means in the portion sigma naught to sigma c, what is the settlement analysis? That is nothing but a total h naught in divided by 1 plus e naught into, in the portion sigma naught to sigma c, we have to use the recompression index into log 10 of what is the final value, sigma c dash divided by sigma naught dash. This is what from sigma naught to sigma c, plus from sigma c to this point, what you can write it down again, h naught by 1 plus e naught into compression index cc into log 10 of. Now what are the present values? What is the final value? Sigma naught plus delta sigma divided by what is the medium value, sigma c dash. So this is how we have to find out if some part of the effective stress is already over consolidated in the previous condition. Okay, we will see in detail about all this while discussing the problems. Okay, in the next lecture we will discuss about the Terjagi's one dimensional consolidation. Thank you.